So Slam Dunk Festival is literally less than a week away now. I cannot wait for it. But I think I've still got enough time just to squeeze in one last little video. This is my 5 favourite things about Slam Dunk Festival. Alright, firstly, a very quick plug for a little collaboration that I've been part of recently. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I recently was part of a collaboration with a clothing brand, Broken Day, and they created this amazing Dilcam top for me. I've been doing this for 11 years now, and I have never had any merch. I've never released anything, so it was an absolute honour to do this, and it's so cool. I'll even stand up and let you see it in a little bit more detail for those of you that haven't seen it on anything else yet. So obviously we got the Dilcam logo, then we've got this big massive main stage that is very reminiscent of a certain Download Festival stage, while not being exactly the same, just to avoid any, potential copyright things. Then we've got the brand Broken Day written across the top of the main stage here. We've got a nice zombie devil hands horn here, a nice skeleton crowd watching the show as well. So you can grab one of these at Broken Day Clothing. I will leave a link in the description, of course. And just before you make the purchase, please feel free to use my personal discount code, the DILCAM20. Remember that bit. Don't forget that bit. I really hope to see a few people wearing these at Download this year. It's going to be so cool. Okay, and on with the video. Number 1 is that Slam Dunk is basically the first festival of festival season for most of us every year. It's the big main one that kicks off the whole thing at the end of May, just before the rest of summer starts and all the really big festivals start to happen. This is just a nice little taster, a nice first day, a nice first experience, seeing live music outside again, spending a whole day in that festival setting. Obviously not camping, but most of the other festival feeling is completely there. Number 2 is that it's a great place to discover new bands. I have actually discovered quite a few of my now favourite bands through this festival. Like literally, some of the bands that I now listen to weekly are bands that I probably would never have discovered if I hadn't been to Slam Dunk Festival before. Bands like State Champs, Don Broco, Bury Tomorrow, Waterparks, and even Holding Absence. These are all bands that I saw live for the first time at Slam Dunk Festival. Whether that was by accident or by choice, I'm so glad that I did, because all of these bands have had massive impacts on my life over the last 10 years. So yeah, never underestimate the bands that you don't know on these lineups, because you never know, they might become some of your favourite bands in the future. Number 3 is that there's 2 of them. There's 2 Slam Dunk festivals that happen over the same weekend. Firstly, we've got Slam Dunk South, which happens down in Hatfield near London on the Saturday usually. And then we've also got Slam Dunk North, which usually happens on the Sunday up in Leeds. I have been to both of these festivals now. I've been to North a few more times than I have South. I've only done South once actually. This will actually be my second time doing it. And I can confidently say that both the grounds are very, very similar layouts, very similar experience in both. Obviously, we did get very different weather. We got very lucky with the weather down south last year, and then from what I saw up north, it was an absolute just wet mud bath, and that is a shame for everyone that went to that one. Hopefully we get decent weather at both this year. But the good news about the fact that there is 2 Slam Dunks is that you don't have to commit to anything really if you can do both. You can literally see as many bands as you want over those 2 days. Specifically, like if you've got a lot of clashes, maybe you can see a bunch of them at South and then see the ones that you missed at North. It really would be that easy. Or if you just wanted to relive this incredible day twice, you absolutely could. Certainly be a bit of travelling involved, of course. I've never done both of them in the same year. I can't imagine ever doing them both in the same year, but I can definitely see the pros of doing this, and I think it really would be one of the best weekends of your entire year. Number 4 is that they listen to the fans. They listen specifically to the complaints. Now, we all know about Slam Dunk 2023. It was an absolute disaster, really. And as someone who didn't even go that year, even I know way too much about it. Obviously, there was a lot of problems with traffic and getting in, and people literally just turning away and giving up in the end. They'd already missed some of their favourite bands. They didn't think it was worth it anymore. They were literally waiting for so many hours to get into the festival. Some people didn't get in till so much later in the day. For some reason, traffic was just really handled badly that year. It was very overcrowded by the looks of things. Obviously, different people had different experiences, but from what I'd seen, it definitely sounded like it was an overcrowded situation. The queues for the food vendors, rude food vendors, problems with all that, with the toilets. I kind of wish that I did go that year just so I had an experience, and obviously I would have vlogged it as well, so it would have been really just an interesting one to live through, because since then they have really stepped things up and improved a lot from that year. They really did listen to all the complaints. They posted a massive apology statement, and then we got all this information about things that they were going to change into 2024 to avoid these things going wrong, to give people hope and to hopefully like keep most of their fans and not like push them away forever. I know that some people have decided that they'll never go to Slam Dunk again just because of what happened that year. And to those people, I definitely say give them another chance, because from what we experienced last year in 2024 was an absolute success, and I didn't experience any of these things. They admitted their mistakes, they admitted where things went wrong, and they apologised, and they made things so much better for us, the people that go, the people that pay over £100 now to go and enjoy their festival. So, and I'm very confident that we won't be encountering any of those big problems this year either. And finally, the fifth thing that I love about Slam Dunk is just the bands that they book. For me, they have always booked a nice range of bands that I'm into. Obviously, they're very well known for the pop punk, the big legendary pop punk bands, the smaller pop punk bands. It really is a pop punk festival. That is the main theme. But there is always a nice taste of metalcore, alternative rock in there as well. And there always seems to be at least one of my favourite metalcore bands at this festival each year, which I think is really important, because as much as I like pop punk, I also like a lot of the heavier things. And it's nice to just go and see a couple of the heavy bands that day as well. Get a little bit of a different experience, and it just really is great. Slam Dunk have had some incredible bands over the years. With pop punk bands, we've had All Time Low, Jimmy Eat World, Sum 41, Waterparks, Neck Deep. With metalcore bands, we've had I Prevail, Asking Alexandria, The Ghost Inside, Bury Tomorrow, While She Sleeps, Of Mice and Men. I think Architects were even there one year when they were a lot smaller. We even got the massive Electric Cowboy there this year, headlining the metalcore themed stage. It's going to be so cool. And then we've got sort of the older style punk stage that I am never into. It's never my thing, but these bands seem to be on the lineup every year. It's sort of a running joke with me that I see at least one of these bands on the lineup every year. These bands specifically being Goldfinger, Zebrahead, Pennywise. It's not Slam Dunk if at least one of these three bands isn't on the lineup, or even all three of them together. I think that's happened at one point. No Effects as well. It's not my thing, but it's cool that it's all on there, just so there's just a nice range of things for, all to enjoy. I've always loved the way that Slam Dunk have done this. Alright, and that is my 5 best things about Slam Dunk Festival. Obviously, Slam Dunk is insanely close now. In just a few days, we're going to be seeing Electric Cowboy, Neck Deep, and the massive A Day to Remember. I can barely contain my excitement, honestly. I think this is going to blow us all away. So until then, if you're brand new here, if you enjoy Slam Dunk Festival content, please consider clicking subscribe. We do all things Slam Dunk on this channel, as well as Download Festival. Those are my 2 main events most years. Obviously, the big download content is coming right after Slam Dunk, so we'll get into that very, very soon. For now, the focus is very much on Slam Dunk. It's Slam Dunk week. Let's have the best weekend ever. Hope to see as many of you as possible there. See you all at Slam Dunk 2025.